Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 20th of September for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you an overview of the big planetary movers and shakers this week before going on to give you your zodiac sign forecast in greater detail. This week begins on Monday or Tuesday, depending on where you are in the world, with that fabulous full moon in the sign of Pisces. And I say fabulous because this is a glorious opportunity for us all to realign our physical and practical realities with the more emotional and spiritual dimension. If we're too focused on the humdrum, we need to just tune out from that a little bit and become much more conscious about how things feel. If we're very focused on the emotional and spiritual dimension, but not quite so on top of our practical world, then this is a great chance to realign. And with Pluto in support, the planet of change, there's every chance we can do this really well. But of course, this is the week when the Sun makes its passage into the sign of Libra, and on Wednesday we have the autumn equinox. So this is a really major event. It's the third quadrant, the third cardinal quadrant that begins this third quarter of the astrological year. It begins with the Sun at 0 degrees Libra, and that's known as an earth point. The others are 0 degrees Aries, the vernal point, 0 degrees Cancer when we have the summer solstice, and 0 degrees Capricorn when we have the winter solstice. So this autumn equinox is, if you like, a staging point in our journey. And the sign of Libra is very much about finding balance, but it can also be to do with things like fashion and design and style. So embracing those things can be a glorious thing to do over the next 4 weeks. And like the other cardinal signs, Libra is a sign of leadership. And of course, a big part of its emphasis is on those relationships. Now, this is also a week when Mercury, already in the sign of Libra, is in a more tense right angle with Pluto. And this suggests that when it comes to professional relationships, there could be a little bit of a power battle going on. Perhaps you've got ideas that someone in a position of influence is going to resist. Perhaps you're the employer. Either way, some kind of tension is possible, though from midweek there is a glorious angle between Mars in the sign of Libra and also Saturn. And that suggests where we have very solid relationships and we feel a sense of trust and also perhaps a sense of community, then those alliances can get stronger. But of course, the other standout influence this week is Venus's opposition to Uranus. And this is just saying to us, while we're becoming more mindful of relationships with that Libra change and that autumn equinox, it's just saying that we still need to be open-minded and flexible. Both Venus and Uranus are in fixed signs in Scorpio and also Uranus. So if we are a little too attached to our routines and we've lost a little bit of the spontaneity in a close relationship, this is a great time to start working harder at it and try to do things a little bit more off the cuff. But if you're single, all these energies this week do point towards an increased possibility to someone to come into your world, but it may happen quite quickly and in quite a magnetic and electric kind of way. Now, if you're new to me and my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. And if you'd like to get your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, you can do so by subscribing on the link below. I provide the content for Britain's most read daily newspaper, the Metro, and platforms all around the world. And of course, with year 2022 racing up, if you do want your forecast for next year now, you can order it and get the rest of this year free, plus a character analysis, plus 30% off. So please see that offer below. Now please stay with me for your in-depth horoscope forecast. Hello Libra, and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 20th of September. Now the standout piece of news for you is definitely the Sun on Wednesday entering your sign. Now, of course, this is the autumn equinox that I refer to, but this gives you an opportunity to really springboard yourself into action. Mars and Mercury, and before that your ruler Venus, have all been giving you a nibble of what's to come, but the Sun moving into your sign can really empower you. It also brings you very much into the present. The Sun is the most important influence. So this is an opportunity for you to think about what you want to do as an individual. But because Mars in your sign is linking so well to Saturn in your sector of creativity, if you've got a clear plan and a strategy of how you're going to deliver it, then results can follow. Also, that glorious link between Mercury in your sign and Jupiter in your sector of self-expression can be fabulously lucky. What's not to like? Well, it is true that Mercury is in a tangle with Pluto. Again, somebody close to you or an emotional issue or something of a deeply personal nature could be an inhibiting factor. But I think there's a lot of energy this week which is giving you so much encouragement. It is the case that the full moon may be that you have to just clear up some outstanding strands and maybe some rather awkward ones, maybe things that are a bit painful in some kind of emotional way, or some practical issues that have been a bit out of kilter. You may have felt a little bit run down recently. On one hand, very motivated, but not always had the energy to deliver what you want to do. But I think that's definitely going to change now. Now, that opposition between your ruler Venus and also Uranus can actually be really exciting. It may see you wanting to splash out and treat yourself, especially if you aren't gaining some rewards, because you just feel, why not? Because Uranus is very much about doing as we wish, in a very spontaneous way. It also could be the case that there may be a cost associated with a romantic or relationship situation, but I think it's also a great opportunity to try to do something that is a bit more daring when it comes to your love life. So if there is somebody you like and Mercury and Jupiter are sparkling so brightly, I think you will have the ways about yourself, the aura that you're going to be emanating is going to be so exciting. That can be a very edifying energy for someone to be around. When we doubt ourselves, that is when people innately sense that, even if we don't tell them, and that energy then becomes self-defeating. So there's so much on the up for you as this week develops.